Yeah, I can see in the chat there are a lot of people from different parts of India. It's quite awesome to see you all. And just let me know in the chat in which tech stack you build your Web2 applications. And we are just starting in 2 to 3 minutes. Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying your winters as well. And I would like to welcome you all in the amazing workshop of Shewills Hack. Shewills is basically the India's largest diversity-focused hackathon, and we backed up with some amazing swags, networking opportunities, and amazing unforgettable experience as well. And now I would just want to let you know, like, if you have an idea about app, Web 3.0 project, and anything else, you can build it in Shewills. So, and in the end, we have a surprise for you all. We are giving up 2 mystery boxes in the workshop. And so just hang out tight and ask questions with the speaker. And we will share the particular link in the chat itself anytime. So be ready for that. So today we have Harsh with us. He will be working as a developer relation at Web3, and today he will be guide us how we can start our journey in Web3 and answering your questions that you have. And Harsh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, hi, thanks for having me here. Hi guys, I'm Harsh. I've been into the blockchain space and since a long time, and not a long time, just 2 years. But yeah, I've been here. I'll take the workshop. Pretty uh, cool. Like hoping that it would go great. Some of you are very new to Web3. I'm reading the chat, and I'm just expecting that you guys are excited to learn about it. Uh, all the people appreciating my background, thank you. It's one of the phrase to you to go to the moon, which is kind of like a meme. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, just one thing, I would love that if this particular session is interactive, like rather than ki, like मैं PPT में से पढ़ रहा हूँ, you guys can please ask, talk like a normal conversation. So even you would enjoy it, and I won't feel like an online lecturer. तो मुझे भी थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा. So that's about it. Yeah. If you guys can just turn on cameras or something and want to talk as well. Yeah, fair. We are waiting for a couple more minutes, I guess. But yeah, if you want to talk or just chat right now, we can, and then we can get started easily.
Let's go.
Okay. Yo, any nice.
Actually, I had tape on my camera. So
Okay.
Harsh, till then you can share your screen. And
Sure. Just a second. I need. Give me 1 minute. I'll do it. Okay. This is not working. So I'll do it. Yeah. Can you guys see my screen? I'm not muted, right?
yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. So yeah, just saying that I don't need to like go back and forth to the chat. So it would be better if you guys if you have any questions any time of the moment, no, just ask. It would be better that that way. So let me know when I can get started. Yeah, we can. Okay. Just by show of hands, how many of you people have heard about blockchain or something? Just say yes in the chat or just talk about it, or like, okay, you can raise hands as well. Yeah. Yes, but not much info. Anyone who would like to volunteer and just tell whatever they know about blockchain? You don't need to know everything about it. Even I don't know everything about it. So that's very much fine. So, yeah. Uh, anyone who would like to volunteer? Or you can just type in, I can read it as well. Decentralized secure network. Oof, that's a lot of big words. Okay. Not heard, but lost. Ouch. You lost money in blockchain? Sorry about you. Everyone does. Uh, so yeah, I just started learning from Alchemy University. Nice. That's great. That's great, Rishika. Anyone else? Anyone who would like to volunteer and just like talk about like defining blockchain in in one sentence or something like that? Rishika, if you might volunteer if you are already doing it. Basically decentralized network of nodes which work on a consensus. Yeah, so see, like all these big words are something which a newbie won't understand, right? So let's talk about it in simpler words. It is a secure and transparent way to store the transfer of data or value. Okay. Decentralized, immutable. Okay, cool. So you guys have pretty much good idea about what it is, but as I said, it's easier if we use like smaller words. So let's talk about it. Okay, so we'll talk about or whoever have answered. You guys are great, and yeah, let's talk about it in much simpler terms so that even if a new person comes in, I can. By the way, quick question: it's okay if I switch to Hindi as well, right? Because some of my jokes are better in Hindi. So yeah, people, you can talk. Yep, no problem. Okay, cool. See, that's why if you don't wanna keep on typing and chatting, please turn on your mics. That would be better. I won't feel like I'm talking to a wall. So that's another thing. Uh, but anyways, let's get started. So intro to Web3 and NFTs. So defining blockchain is very simple as it can be. It's just a chain of blocks. Considering that all of you guys are developers in some field, right? Like you have studied one language, you understand somewhat of a code. You have your web, you can be web developers, you can be mobile app developers, or someone like, there were a lot of answers which had Flutter in their answers, right? So that's great. So you might know the data structure linked list. So yeah, everyone knows what a linked list is.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone knows what a linked list is. So a very funny answer which I have, like whenever someone asks me to explain what is blockchain, I always say it is linked list on steroids. So that's pretty much about it. So that's a funny way to answer. But yeah, if you understand linked list, you understand majority of the concepts about how we are storing the data into the blockchain, where we there is one block which has some amount of data, and then it points towards the next block which has some more amount of data, and then it keeps on going. Okay, so one of the first questions which arrive is, like whenever we hear web3 word, some people might feel intimidated कि क्या है, क्या नया आ गया यार, like what this new technology might be, all these cryptocurrencies, and like everyone talks about it, no one knows about it, right? So everyone is scared कि बात करनी चाहिए नहीं करनी चाहिए. And then there is some kind of FOMO as well, that you might miss out on this technology. So a few very simple questions might be, why is this here, and what impact can it make in a few years from now, and why it might be necessary for you to understand it right now. Like, you don't need to be an expert in it, obviously, but getting some basic knowledge, and then if you actually find it interesting, you can pursue it as a career as well. So that's also an option, right? So this particular workshop, I'll tell you about how important it is, and I'll also lead you towards some resources if you want to uh, learn more about it. But yeah, this basic workshop, we won't like code a lot here. We will like understand why it is here. So that's pretty much about it. So let's get started. um, this is a very dumb slide, which is a proof of work of what I do, but fine. That's just the, we can check it out later. So yeah, let's talk about at the core what this new particular technology provides us. Okay, so crypto provides us with two things, which is a tech which we didn't have it earlier. So the first one being decentralization, and the second one being the power to program money. So what is decentralization? So decentralization means that you are taking the authority from the central powers, and you are doing it in a decentralized you are doing it in a decentralized way. What does it mean? So consider right now, uh, there is a there is one database which has a lot of information, and whenever you need those information, you need to call that database. But what if that database goes down, or what if it goes offline? So what if it goes offline? You won't be able to access the data of it, right? And you won't be able to make new queries about it, right? So now consider that when I say कि हाँ ये एक database है जिसमें कुछ amount of information है, and you can't access this information because it was just one database and it went down, वो offline हो गया. Okay, so now you would think कि ठीक है, it's fine, it's not a big deal. But consider that I'm saying that this is a database of a bank, and now you can't access your money because bank का database नहीं चल रहा. So now you are in trouble, right? Now you'll be like, yaar, agar I can't even, if I can't even withdraw money from my own account, what is the use case of the bank? So now whatever I just explained, yeah, actual mein hua back in 2008, when there was a huge crisis, and banks froze a lot of accounts, and people were not even able to withdraw money from their own account. So even if you have money in your account, you cannot withdraw it because banks froze those. And because bank is a centralized entity here, क्योंकि उसके पास सारी powers हैं, that's why it is called a centralized system. Now you can frame an image कि decentralized image कैसा होगा. So decentralized में no one particular person has all the power. It is distributed, and that's why it is much more reliable. Okay. So anyone having any kind of doubts or anything like this? Okay, this was a very cool story. So you can just chat about it now or something. Any doubts? Anything? Sure, go ahead. Don't raise hands, no, dude. This is not a class. Just open your mic and just turn on.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah,
Okay, so firstly, I'd like to thank you for arranging this presentation for us beginners. Like it means a lot for me, especially.
sure.
So I would like to ask you that earlier, every time we used to see big tech influencers like Elon Musk and all the others tweet about crypto, like all the different types of coins, and yet day by day, like sometimes we hear the value increasing massively or the value like coming crashing down. So I wanted to ask you, how exactly is the value determined, like for a particular crypto?
Okay. So, I'll can I ask you a counter question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. How do you determine? Why do you value gold?
Uh, it's rare. It's not like easily available,
Yeah, and
and like it has a high value depending on like a
why
large
why
number of people.
why do you value it? It's not about what is the value. I'm questioning why do you value it? It is just a yellow color stone, right?
Yeah.
Why do you value it, Kan?
I don't know. It has been given a lot of value over the years. That's why.
That is because like people use it as an investment option or something like that. I'm not asking that. I'm questioning you as an individual, or like a lot of Indian households, they invest a lot in gold, right? We are one of the countries who invests a lot in gold. But why do you value gold? Why?
May I answer this question?
Sure.
Uh, because there is a demand and supply wala khel. Like because
Huh.
supply of gold is less and so a demand is more, so value this
Huh.
goes on increasing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right.
something sort of same I had to say regarding this, that we have the rare commodity of collections of this gold or like silver made anything such.
Yeah.
God.
So basically, gold also has this chemical property कि it cannot be resisted very easily, right? If you remember your chemistry classes, मेरे लिए trauma थे, but I remember some of it, that there is only a couple of acids which can actually dissolve gold, right? And gold stays like that for a long amount of time. Like iron gets rusted, gold doesn't rust, right? So one of these, because of such things happened, a lot of ornaments got created of it. The supply and demand came into it. But here, we value gold because we value gold. Like if there are only 100 people on earth and everyone thinks that um, a particular item is valuable, then it is valuable. That's how the every if you consider the beginning of money as well, at the start we used to consider those beads as valuable. Then we were like कि नहीं यार ये beads तो खराब भी हो सकते हैं, टूट भी सकते हैं. Then we were like, okay, let's print some metal coins and we will say कि हाँ ये metal coin है तो इसकी value है, right? So the
Excuse
entire value system as money, humans have always used this, that if a majority of people think that something is valuable, it is valuable.
Okay,
It
so
can.
ultimately, what you mean to say is that if majority advocates certain things as an valuable in any way, like whatever terms, so will that be valuable in your like as per your perspective? Is it
Yeah,
the thing you
like
believe in?
it's a scarce thing, right? If you consider something is valuable and it is available very much, then you won't feel like it is on that. Like oxygen right now, oxygen is a very valuable component in everyone's lives, right? But it is available in abundance. That's why like it's not that costly. But now everyone considers, okay, this yellow color stone looks pretty, yeah, we can make ornaments out of it, it stays longer, it stays same for like hundreds of years. So everyone thinks it's valuable and it is scarce as well. So then the entire demand and supply comes up, and then we evaluate whatever is the current aaj ka gold ka price, right? The entire thing depends upon it. So that's how you valued gold. Now if I tell you there is this one particular thing which is also scarce, and it is also has a demand and supply thing, so you can use value for that as well, right? So that's how Bitcoin works. Bitcoin is scarce. There are only 21 million Bitcoins which will ever exist. Why? Because it is written in code that we cannot have more than that. and the code is not controlled by anyone. So once it is written forever, because here we do not trust a human, we trust the code, and it's unbreakable about that. So I'm just saying that there exists an entity which is scarce, and it has a demand and supply thing. So majority of Joby, whatever you say, right? The question was कि cryptocurrencies crash हो रहे, burn हो रहे, ये हो रहे वगैरह. Like the markets go up, the markets go down. So the entire thing works on a demand and supply thing as well as ki how scarce that particular cryptocurrency is.
Okay, so what do you mean by scarce? Like, I'm not getting
Scarce
it.
means something which is not easily findable.
All right. Okay. So like lack of or deficit of its ability, what do you mean to say, right?
Yeah, it's not available for everyone.
Fair
Like
enough.
you can scarce, because like as I said, now if we consider Bitcoin for example, there will only be 21 million. Right now there are around 19 million Bitcoins in supplies, and consider if you buy some and if you keep them in a wallet, if you keep them somewhere safe, and if you do not trade it, then you have reduced the value even more. Like the circulating supply is less now because you stored it somewhere. So now it has got more scarce. The thing with, if you guys study economics, if you guys study inflation, so inflation happens majority of the reasons because government can always print more money. So then the most powerful currency in the world, US dollar, if the government of America wants, they can print more money, and that way uh, the circulating supply of US dollars would increase. That will mean that there is more money in the market, and that will mean the value of money will go down, and that's how the prices of things will increase. So that's how inflation works. But now if I tell you that there is an asset which is limited in number, it can never be changed. So that's what Bitcoin is.
Fair enough.
Fair
Got it.
enough.
Thank you.
If you like, I personally love studying global economics and stuff, but okay, this is much more of a developer centric workshop right now, so we can talk about this later. Sure, hit me up on Twitter or something and we can talk about
For
it.
sure, for sure. It's like I do like also take a lot of interest in studying economics and the whole
Nice.
economical
that's
thing that's going
that's
on there.
that's great. That's
I
great.
had a counter perspective over the things that you raised a while ago. I wanted to ask you a question up right there only, but I thought of like again, this is meat has been hell up meant for
Sure,
this
sure,
developer
go
things.
ahead, go ahead. What's the
So
question?
I'll ping it. I'll ping you up on Twitter sometimes, probably
Sure,
down
fine.
the line.
Cool. Anyone other than that, anyone else having any other question, or I can move forward? If you guys that don't have any question, just say we can move forward. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, so with crypto we get one more particular um, functionality, which is the power to program money. So consider if you wanted to create an exchange of your own, or if you wanted to do a lot of things which involves a lot of transfers of funds from one place to other. If you want to do it right now today without using crypto, it will lead to you'll need to talk to a lot of people. You'll need to get a lot of documentation work done. You need to get it a lot of things which need to be approved and stuff, and then you can actually set it up. So with crypto, you can just write smart contracts. Smart contracts are basically programs. So in programs, you can have the ability to code money streams. And because it is decentralized, there is no one to approve it. You can get started today. You can create an exchange from today, and you can get it up within a couple of hours, and people can start using your particular program. So that particular power is just something which is like very fascinating, and yeah, that particular thing didn't exist before crypto. Like it was not as easy to program money earlier, but with smart contracts it got easier. Anyone, any questions? We can move to the next slide.
Yes, we can move ahead.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. So here are a few things which is something like an proof that why do we need to study this, that what changes are we making. So there are a couple of news headlines over here where we are basically seeing crypto integrations in our daily lives. So on the top left, this is a credit card which got launched, and it allows you to pay using bitcoins. So now you have a credit card, for not a credit card but like a card through which you can pay through bitcoins. It won't be a credit card, but it has the similar functionalities like the tap thing, the swipe thing, everything which currently exists in the credit card, right? So now we have such kind of cards, which means that it will be easier for people to use it. Not everyone needs to know how crypto works. Not everyone needs to know what a software is, right? If you create a particular project today, none of the users would ever care that um, what is going behind the scenes for a project. They only care if they are getting some value out of it. So if it is very easy to pay using bitcoin, people will use it. That's another way to look at it. So another news headline, Stripe. So Stripe, which is a very one of the like the biggest name when it comes to global payments. Like if you're a freelancer or someone who wants to get paid from one country to other, or if there is a global company which pays salaries from to people all around the world, they use Stripe, which kind of does the heavy lifting of sending money from one place to the other. So now they are rolling out payouts using crypto, which does mean that a lot of salaries, a lot of funds which get transferred on a daily basis from one place to the other in the entire world will now use crypto as in here. So that's about it. The third one, this is a Solana store opened in New York. We are having a Solana store opening up in Bangalore on 15 January. So that's like 10 days from now. So a similar store will open up in India as well. That's the first store which will be opening in this 15th January. So I'm planning to go there and just have fun. But yeah, that's basically like you are purchasing daily commodities and stuff using crypto. That's what I want to mean.
Where in Bangalore?
I don't know the exact address, dude. You can just search now. Like I heard the big announcement that it is opening on 15th. So yeah, I don't live in Bangalore, so I was like, okay, if I visit there, then I'll go. But yeah, I don't know the exact
Fine.
address. So yeah, these are few more headlines. So each of these headlines have one of the biggest players of their particular domain: Starbucks, Coca-Cola, Disney. So Polygon, which is another blockchain, which uh, is, by the way, Indian origin blockchain. It is being used by all these big names: Starbucks, Coca-Cola, and Disney. So what does it mean by that? So if a particular big brand is getting, like if it is using blockchain, then all the audience of that particular brand will be exposed to this particular new technology, right? So that means majority of users will have to shift to this because they will come on following to these big names. So if Disney brings out some of the characters which are available as NFTs, then a lot of people will be there buying, because like we are crazy Marvel fans, right? I'm a crazy Marvel fan, so I would be the one buying a Spider-Man NFT. But yeah, so that's about it. And because I follow Disney a lot, and that's why even if I don't know what blockchain is, because Disney is choosing blockchain, I will also be exposed to that technology. Similar thing goes to Starbucks and Coca-Cola. So yeah, these are big names, and because of this, the user base of Web3 will increase a lot with these projects. So yeah, and we Indians have been doing big noises in this particular stream as well. Like to be honest, the world is very much bullish on the Indian developers. We had the biggest Solana hacker house across the world in May 2022. Uh, Asia's largest world's largest ETH hackathon was uh, organized in December, and we had the biggest Web3 conference of India this year in Goa. So basically, even though the government is not so much helping out with the cryptocurrency firm, uh, we developers are making such a big noise with all these events and creating cool projects in each of these events that the world is expecting a lot from Indian developers. So that's something like which is a proud moment, as well as something to feel pressurized about as well. As I feel a lot of pressure that okay, we need a lot of developers in here. We need to ship out very cool projects out here and need to create value in some way or the other, right? Because that's how projects work. But I see this as an opportunity for Indian developers making it big in the global at the global stage. So yeah, if that makes you feel inspired, go for it. It's I'm not saying that everyone should join blockchain. Have a play around with it. Look at how you can code a sub. If you're a front end engineer, you basically know 70% of Web3 app development. So front end engineers are they can switch very easily. Backend engineers need to study somewhat more than that. So I would just encourage you guys to learn about it, and if you guys are having fun, then you can pretty sure pursue it. Else, like there are many much more domains which are getting a lot traction right now, one of them being AIML right now. Like if you are on Twitter, and if you have not seen chat GPT memes, then you are not on Twitter. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, with a lot of promising domains right now. It's a very exciting time to live in. As a software engineer, you have a lot of options, so you can always find and choose the one which is right for you. So yeah, any questions till now? Anything? uh, mm, okay, I didn't read the chat, by the way. I can't read the chat on the same thing. Any questions or anything? Has taken over half of my Twitter feed. Exactly. Now we need a bot to remove ChatGPT from the Twitter feed. But yeah, any questions or anything you guys want to ask, because we can move forward to other things. Cannot now. So one in December, the swag store, as I like to call it. Okay. Anything about the Lightning Network? What? Okay. You want to talk about Lightning Network? It would be great if you guys can talk and not just like do things, because it's hard for me to read the chat again and again. People? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Anything?
Can you share your screen? When the device is connected.
What was that meme pool? Bitcoin explain.
Okay. So when I said right, linked list on steroids, like that's how I explain blockchain. So this is the entire blockchain of Bitcoin. So what you can do is you can look at each and every transaction which ever happened on Bitcoin network since the beginning of the network, which was around 2008. you can check out what happens. So what Bitcoin tries to solve is the money problem.
Can you show where it is getting?
Sorry.
Yeah, sure, fine, no problem. So what we can check out here right now is like in this particular block there is some data. It has 43 transactions, and what are these transactions are basically people sending money from one account to other. And we can check out that this particular account sent 4 point uh, like they sent 4.89 bitcoins from here to here. You can check out what each and every transaction was. So one thing you can note here that each and every transaction is public, but yet you cannot find who did it because everyone has their own address, and you cannot find a person through his address. So yeah,
Similar to Etherscan, but for Bitcoin, right?
yeah, this is, if you know Etherscan, this is basically a scanner for Bitcoin. Yeah, but I like this UI better. I don't like Etherscan that much. So that's what someone just sent 16 million US dollars with a $1 transaction fee. So that's a powerful transaction. Now you can check out all the latest transactions in the network that someone is sending thousands of millions of dollars as well from one place of the world to another place without going through any kind of restrictions. So that's a lot of power. That's the program to like power to program money, right? You can see someone sent okay, I cannot catch the transaction, it is very quick. But yeah, like again we can do this one. Someone sent yeah, someone spent $22,000, which is roughly around what, 40 lakhs, 30 lakhs. So yeah, and basically $20,000, 20 into 80, yeah, 16 lakhs, so around, and that too at a transaction fee of very low speed, right? The power that Bitcoin provides you is with uh, like a decentralized storage of value, and you can, it is software, so you don't need to carry it around like gold, and and it is not controlled by anyone. So you can check out each and every transaction whichever happened using this particular thing. This is mempool.space. So yeah, anyone knows what are NFTs? Anyone has heard the word NFTs? They want to talk, please. Anyone thinks this monkey looks very cool?
And cost crores of rupees.
We don't talk about the cost, but do you think that this monkey is cool?
No.
Yeah.
You think it's cool?
Yes, I think.
Okay. Non-fund. I was telling about it, India. Non-fungible tokens. Can Tharwa, can you tell what do you mean by non-fungible? Okay. Can anyone tell me what like NFTs, the full form of NFT is non-fungible token? Can anyone explain what non-fungible means?
Basically, when we were talking about the cryptos, for Ethereum based transaction, it was a ERC20 token, which
Dude,
is a fungible token.
I'm not asking from a blockchain perspective. I'm asking from English perspective. कि non-fungible का मतलब क्या होता है?
Non-fungible means suppose you have a ticket of suppose this meeting, so your ticket can't be used by anyone else
Again,
if you don't send them a ticket.
again. I don't know what tickets are. I don't know what.
So non-fungible is
It's-
basically something which is unique and like we cannot replace or exchange with
Yeah.
something else.
Exactly. So consider you have two 10 rupee notes and if I give you a 10 rupee note and if you give me a 10 rupee note, the balances are equal, and both of these 10 rupee notes are exchangeable. So if something which is exchangeable, if something which is not unique, those are called fungible. So fungible tokens are money. Even Bitcoin is fungible because it is exactly equal valued. But now we are talking about non-fungible. So non-fungible, as the person said, that it is something which is unique. It is something which is not copy. It cannot be copied. So when I say it cannot be copied, people use it as copyrights as well, because copyrights are the same thing, right? If you write a very cool book, and if you have a copyright on it, if you register a particular company, that particular copyright goes under your name as well, right? So NFTs are one way through which you can have copyrights on things. So people use it to have authenticity over art. They can also have authenticity over some things. Like right now, if Bhavana says that all the people who have a particular NFT, only those can submit a project in the hackathon. Okay. So if she says that, and if she distributes the NFTs to all of you guys, only you people will be able to do it. No one else can do it. So now we have made it an exclusive group, like it's a super secret club basically now. I always wanted to be one, and when I was a school kid, but yeah. So um, so now if we create a super secret club, and it can only be accessed if you hold one of the NFTs. Why we are using as a ticket? Because it cannot be copied. It's a bulletproof system, and like and that's why the first person who was saying the example that it can be used as a ticket, because it cannot be copied. It is a very unique thing. It's like a certificate which cannot be copied, right? So when I say certificates, you can also think, okay, this can be used as CVs or resumes. You can have certificates for a lot of things. Your certificates for um, like medical tests or some courses you can take. All of these things provide authenticity, and all of these things can be NFTs if you cannot copy it. So all of these tokens, so you can code NFTs using blockchain using the smart contracts. So it is very
Oh,
simple.
hello, Harsh. You also said in the middle of your definition of NFTs that these all of the non-fungible tokens are equal, like same. So equal in what
Fungible
terms?
tokens are equal.
Okay, like equal in what sense? Like
Like if you give me a 10 rupee note and I give you a 10 rupee note, both consider these notes are tokens. Okay, consider I give you a coin of 10 rupee and you give me a
in
coin
terms
of
of value, do you mean like 10
the
rupee
value.
notes, 10 rupee notes? Obviously, they'll be equal. But I mean
Hmm.
to say that every token will be different, right? Different in size, different in value, different in amount. But what my question is to you as to what made you say this thing? Like all the fungible tokens, non-fungible, yeah, fungible tokens are equal. Like in what terms?
Fungible tokens are equal in value, and uh, that's about it. Like all these are just like consider. So do you know how, like, whenever consider you are sending me money through UPI. Okay. So what
Mhm.
does UPI do? When you send me 100 rupees using UPI, does it actually transfer physical money from your account to my account?
No, no, not at all.
No,
So
right?
in terms of source, like you telling that digital sources are like equal in order to get them transferred or like to receive.
Yeah, exactly. So like how UPI works, it's just like a counter, right? It will decrease an amount from your account and it will increase an amount in my account, right? Now we
Mhm.
consider that 1 rupee is equal to 1 rupee.
Mhm.
That's because they both are fungible.
So in terms
So
of process of their utility is like same. Is that all
utility, I
you want to say?
cannot use that word utility.
Mhm.
The value would be same. The
Okay.
the utility can be anything you would like. So consider I create a coin today, a coin using smart contract. So what will the smart contract have?
No, no, I mean
Just
I meant that process of using them are like quite same. Is what you mean to say? Like you gave the
yeah,
example of
like the value
UPI
would
and
be
all.
equal. You cannot distinguish one, like you cannot distinguish between them. between two fungible tokens.
Sure. Okay. Value. All right,
Right.
got it. No problem.
So all the money you have ever used, it is fungible. You cannot distinguish between them. But now consider that in one of those 10 rupee notes, the serial number of the note is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is a very unique serial number. Right. So
Mhm.
that is a distinguishable identity. So now that 10 rupee note is much more valuable to you, right? Because it is distinguishable, it is unique. So now
In
it
terms
is,
of reference or address, like I want to know the exact thing what made them or what makes them equal in what sense. Is that my
huh?
simple question is to
Me,
you?
yeah.
Yeah.
So now if a particular distinguishable trait exists in one of the tokens,
Mm-hmm.
it is not fungible anymore. You can now
All
distinguish,
right. Yeah,
right?
yeah. Now I got it. Got it.
So that's about it. All of these images, you would think like this is a collection. So there is this NFT collection called Bored Ape. So all of those are basically monkey pictures, and all of the pictures look different. And if you check out the token ID of each and every picture, it is different. But all of these pictures are meaningless. They don't mean anything. It's not art. And whoever said this monkey looks cool, um, I don't consider it cool. So yeah, we both have like counter. Okay, but what it does is actually all of the entire collection is owned by uh, the very powerful people. Where I mean very powerful people, I'm seeing politicians, singers, actors, people in securities and stuff, like securities as in like police organizations, like higher posts and stuff. So this particular NFT was owned by a lot of these kind of people, and they do events and stuff where only people who have these NFTs can access it. So if you own one of these apes, these cost like a lot of money. But if you own one of these, you can actually have the access to those kind of people. So your circle basically changes because of this image. No one else can copy this image because it's an NFT. No one else can copy it, right? I said it's a bulletproof system. So yeah, even though the monkey looks like shit, but it allows you to talk to people, like you can talk to Justin Bieber because you are in the same event as him, and that's about it. He owns one of these, I guess. So yeah. Um, so yeah. So NFTs basically help out with creating exclusive groups, a super secret band club. Avengers can have an NFT club, I guess. Then NFTs can help with certificates and stuff because it helps in providing authenticity. So consider if you know what Udemy is, Udemy, Coursera, and stuff like that. Every time you complete a Udemy course, you get a NFT, and now you can showcase it on your resume. कि देखो मेरे को ये मिला है. This is a proof that I have completed it, and yeah, that will be one way to prove the legitimate thing. Okay. NFTs can use as tickets for events, like if you go to concerts, if you go to movie theaters and stuff like that, uh, it can be used. So these are all the use cases of NFTs. And coding a simple NFT is very easy. It's the utility which matters. So yeah, that's about it. So any questions regarding NFTs? No, all good.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question for you. What do you think this monkey is worth of? What do you think this is worth?
75 in ETH or somewhere.
I didn't ask you. I am asking the people who don't know. If you have not seen this monkey before, what do you think this? How much would you pay for this particular picture? It's a picture, by the way. I can just copy paste it like Control C.
I won't even consider buying it
Exactly,
at
right?
the first place.
Exactly. Now you are with me. Nice. Uh, uh, anyone else? Anyone who wants to who would like to guess the value of this particular image?
Thereby saying 150 रुपये दे दो.
150 रुपये देगा. Nice, nice, nice. Right click, save as GPG, right? Save as JPEG, right? So yeah, uh, some of these NFTs actually cost a few $1 million. ज़्यादा नहीं, बस कुछ ही $1 million. So yeah, so I'm not on that train. Like I'm not a person who likes art. So like I don't like if you'll show me Mona Lisa, I don't have the knowledge to admire it a lot. For an artistic person, it might be the biggest wonder there is, but मुझे नहीं है, right? I'm not art enthusiastic person. So yeah, for all the people who thought that iska value 150 रुपया something होगा, this is actually a few $1 million. And I don't know, like people are crazy, so that's why they have such a big value. You can actually check it on OpenSea.io. So this is a marketplace for NFTs where people can buy and sell and trade and everything. So yeah, that's about it. So let's check out some of the top NFTs. So this is the CryptoPunks thing. CryptoPunks is this one, this weird looking shit, which is pixelated, which is not even cool. So yeah, let's check out the price high to low. And the last sale of this was 60 ETH. 1 ETH is around $1,000. So 60 ETH is like $60,000. So yeah, this picture is worth $60,000, and just because it gives you access to all the things like that. So yeah, $60,000 is basically what, I don't know, 60 into 8, 480, yeah, 48 lakhs. Yeah, that's like twice the salary of a FANG engineer, I guess. So yeah, twice the yearly salary of FANG engineers, right? So that's the world we live in, that such images are worth more than that. So the only craze about this is that you get to be part of the exclusive groups and entire thing, right? Earlier there was a question कि current cryptocurrency का price कैसे decide होता है, right? Now I'm asking you a question कि ये फालतू image का price कैसे decide हो रहा होगा? It's just demand and supply. It's just someone is willing to give this much amount of money because of that, right? So that's sort of.
Are this picture in demand? Like getting this much money, imposed on them in order to get them by. Like people are crazy about it. How come? Like I don't understand it.
See, this is the history. This is everything. Every trade happens on blockchain, right? So you can check out कि कब बिका था. So the price ये 2 साल पहले बिका था 68.
I mean, how are these pictures in demand? Like,
Because these pictures provide you the access to that. You can read more about than that. So yeah.
Okay.
They welcome you to the Elite Club.
Exactly. That's the Elite Club, right? And you can check out a lot of other things. So even something which is as creepy as this is more than $1,000. See, each and every of this image is 1 ETH. So 1 ETH is more than $1,000. So yeah. This doesn't even have a DAO. This doesn't have a club as well. This was, for some reason it was. So yeah. And well, yeah.
Hello, bro.
Yeah.
We can create this type of NFT, no? Then join the community. Why have to pay that much of the money?
So when I create an NFT, I need to write the smart contract of that NFT, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what will be the smart contract do? It will maintain कि किसके पास कौन से NFTs है. It will have a counter, right? It will counter में क्या होगा? Account होगा कि हाँ ये account के पास ये, account के पास ये. Now whatever my smart contract is, I know that this is my smart contract. I know कि ये address का smart contract है. So if you create the same image NFT, it won't have the same smart contract as me, right? वो एक अलग होगा.
Basically, the contract address will be different from the original ones.
So whenever you create, let's create an NFT, I guess. Yep. So can we do that? I was not gonna code, but it's been years. Like I have coded, like I coded last year. So last year was like 5 days ago. Okay. Let's code it. s- for all the people who thought I don't code, ना तुमको जाके मारना चाहिए. कहाँ uh, where is that open Zapier contacts with them? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my BFS. Do we have an image here? Okay. So this is how the smart contract of a particular NFT looks like. Okay. Or we can first have a look at how a token looks like. So let's create a token called she builds, cause why not? Okay. And I'll say that I'll have 1,000 tokens at first, and I can mint more tokens. Mint means to create, burn means to destroy. Okay, so this is the smart contract. If you copy the smart contract, if you deploy this, we will create a coin which will like have 1,000 tokens at first, and then you can keep on minting more. So yeah, now if I send these coins to every one of you, um, then we can have some kind of utility. Then I can create a website जहाँ पे you need to tell that okay I have these coins, and if you have that coin तभी तुम log in कर पाओगे. So now it will be an exclusive club. This is just a coin. Now we can have an image as well if we create an NFT out of it. So but ठीक है, like this is how the code looks like. So now just wanted to tell that the code is not that big. It's like 10 lines of code. Itna 10 lines of code mein you can create your own coin. And now whatever utility you want to see, right? Consider you are a influencer on Twitter or something, right? So if you create your own coin and then you distribute it to people, then you can tell them ki jiske paas bhi a coin, and they can have a Zoom session with me, they can meet me somewhere, something like that. So these are all the utilities which come up. Recently this was done by Donald Trump. So the infamous president of USA, he created an NFT collection. And it was an NFT collection of 45,000 different NFTs. And what he said was, if you own one of these, then you can have a chance to have a dinner with him or something. So that's it. So yeah, those that was a NFT collection which went recently out. But that does provide like, okay, all these might sound funny to you, but a lot of these things actually have real value. क्योंकि consider health records. Okay, so let's talk about some good use cases about NFTs. कभी भी तुम कोई भी hospital में जा रहे हो, you will never find your health records all at one place, right? कहीं पे, like some people have different reports for different clinics. If you are an old person, if you have a grandfather, so if they have shifted, so medical records get destroyed and stuff, right? Medical records कहीं पे खो भी जाते हैं, कभी कभी तो बनते ही नहीं थे. A lot of people don't even have their birth certificates because it got destroyed somewhere or the other. Consider all of those health records were NFTs and they were sent to your wallet address. Consider आपकी जितनी बीमारियां हो रखी है, हर एक बीमारी का जो डायग्नोसिस हुआ था, हर एक diagnosis is existing as an NFT in your wallet. Now, what are the plus points of having this? Whenever a doctor is having a look at you, they can just go through your medical history and they can provide you very quickly the assistance. Like one of the biggest problems, like whenever an accident happens, the person is unconscious, so you cannot know what kind of medicine needs to be given to a person, if that person is diabetic or not, if that person has some allergies or not. तो अगर हमारे पास उसका वॉलेट होता, we can check out all the medical records of it, and we can know the entire history, and that would help so much to the health industry. That would help to save a lot of lives. So that is one way where NFTs can help out a lot, right? All
I
your
actually also, sorry to interrupt. I had a question. So, when suppose a person buys an NFT,
Hmm.
so does he get the copyright of the underlying artwork, or is the copyright remains with the creator of the NFT?
Okay, so there is this thing called it depends upon the creator. If the creator gives you, if the creator creates the NFT in such a way कि जो भी खरीद रहा है उसको कॉपीराइट मिल जाना चाहिए, then it is on, then you get it, else you don't.
Okay, so like it's on a permission basis.
Yeah, so if I'm a creator and मैंने बोला कि मैं जो collection बना रहा हूँ, whoever owns one of those collections, they can have the copyright. So if I say that, then you have it. There is this interesting concept of royalties as well, जहाँ पे if I created a collection, suppose मैंने 1000 images का collection बनाया, you bought it and then you sold it to someone else, so I can add royalties कि जितनी भी बार वो sell होगा आगे, like the secondary market, उसमें जब वो sell होगा, so some portion of it, like 5% of the trade will go to me because I'm the original creator. So you can write it in the smart contract itself. So so that's also one of the use case कि जो artists हैं उन्होंने artists like digital artists I'm saying, so digital artists who create digital paintings or digital audio like videos and stuff, right? So all of these images get easily black marketed and stuff like that, right? That will stop because you can add royalties into it. Okay.
Also, they will earn if you sold it in your loss.
So like, yeah, like money, to be honest, like as a developer, I really don't care how the market looks like. So yeah, that's like fine. I don't consider about it. But they will get some percent of the trade, whatever trade you do. That's also an option if that is written in the smart contract. So, yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Any other doubts? Any other funny moments? We can move forward.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about NFTs. Now let's talk about the developer perspective of it. So as a developer, how does it work? So this is every NFT collection in a nutshell. So there is one smart contract, and then there is the data of it. So the data basically means कि उसका उस image का नाम क्या है, उसका कुछ description है, वो image खुद. So what does this metadata look like? So the metadata looks like this. What is the name of it? What is the description of it? Date, if you want to have attributes like this is like all just metadata, but the main important ones are these: the name, description, and the image itself. So yeah, this is called the metadata. The metadata is in a JSON format. So this was a JSON format, right? And there is this smart contract which points towards this metadata. This metadata points towards the image, and this smart contract can be accessed from the front end. So OpenSea is a front end basically. So ये जितने images आप देख रहे हो, ये images हम smart contract की तरफ point करके ला रहे हैं, and all these images are getting from that metadata here. This looks so creepy, but okay. Yeah, this is like the developer perspective of it. कि if you want to create your own NFTs, you would need the images, you can write the metadata, you can write the smart contract, and then have some kind of a front end to interact with it. So yeah, cool. Any doubts? Anything?
No.
Cool. Yeah. So we discussed these already. Can be utilities, so can be used wherever we need to prove authenticity. Certificates, health records, memories, something special, tickets, stocks, exclusive super secret boy bands, like Dungeons and Dragons stuff, or something like that. So yeah, that would be cool, right? So these are all the utilities, and yeah, you can have a look at these resources. So basic gist of this entire workshop was to give you some kind of basic understanding of how blockchain works, like why is this technology needed. I'll just summarize the entire workshop. So we saw that a lot of centralized systems were failing, The banks are not trustable. That's why Bitcoin was created. We needed smart contracts. That's why, so that we can trust the code and we cannot trust the humans. Then we had some NFTs which help you to provide authenticity. You can use it for a lot of things, and this way, in a decentralized manner, you are adding a lot of utilities, right? So um, that's like, this basically gives you a gist about how big the entire industry is. This is just like 1% of the industry what I just explained in this workshop, and there is a lot of things which are much complex than these. So yeah, if you are a person who would like to learn coding about this, like, you can, I'll share this with you guys, and these are basically some of the things where through which you can learn. Plus, other than that, I have this free website called doctrine.info, where you there are like, there is like me teaching you solidity, so you can have a look at it. Okay. So that was scary, but anyways, there's on blocktrain.info you can talk a lot of learn the solidity, particularly language. So solidity is the language which is used to write the smart contracts. You can, it's similar to JavaScript, I would say. अगर आपको JavaScript या फिर C++ आता है, it will hardly take you a couple of hours to understand solidity. So yeah, this is all free content. If you are, like, if you are interested into it, i would I would just recommend you guys to go through this, so that you can create stuff. And it's not like everyone should join on blockchain क्योंकि इसमें everyone is like going in, like, do not FOMO in. अगर सब लोग कर रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आपके लिए भी सही है. Have a look at it, create a project, use this hackathon to create a project on it. If you like it, if you're having fun, sure, go for it. If you're not having fun, change it, कुछ और पढ़ो, कुछ और करें. Yeah, so that's about it. And yeah, any more questions or something else? I'm done from my side.
One more question I had. So, in short, can we say that one of the biggest advantages of NFTs is that it addresses the issues of authenticity by using blockchain to give proof of uniqueness and ownership of a digital asset? What
Yes,
like some fungible currency cannot provide. Suppose like
fungible currencies also have their own use cases. NFTs have their own use cases,
yeah, exactly.
right? So it's not like we are comparing both of them. It's like two tools. You cannot compare a hammer with a screwdriver, right?
Yeah, but like, does NFT also provide like extra protection? You would say, in comparison
Comparison to what?
to, like, suppose normal fiat currencies.
NFTs are not fiat. Fiat currencies are fungible. All fiat currencies are fungible.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like, do NFTs provide more protection like for the customer, like in comparison to the normal currencies, in terms of safety of the utility of the product?
You said that NFTs can be used wherever we need to prove authenticity, right?
Yeah. So it's the case, right? Like, I'm just confirming.
Yeah, like, that's correct. Wherever you need to provide authenticity, wherever you need certificates, wherever you need stuff like that, as we said, right? Health records, tickets, and whatsoever. These are all places where authentic stuff is needed. So if you're using NFTs, you are not depending upon any centralized server to keep your data, right? You're keeping it on the blockchain. So that way, if a centralized server ever goes down, even AWS goes down, so you will not lose your information.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have one more question asked to you, like very basic question. That
Sure.
NFT stands for non-fungible tokens, right?
Yeah.
But cryptocurrency is not non-fungible; it's a fungible, right?
Yeah.
How does these tokens and currencies are different in a like basic sense? Like, how do we differentiate them?
So all the cryptocurrencies are fungible.
Mhm.
That's correct. And some of these cryptocurrencies allow you to create smart contracts on top of it.
All right.
So Ethereum as a blockchain, Ethereum has this token called Ether, which is a
Mhm.
fungible token, which you can use to trade or like just purchase or buy, which is a fungible token,
Dodge. Uh-huh.
right?
Got it.
But now you can also create a smart contract on top of it. And the smart contract will be written in the Solidity language, and that smart contract can be used to create NFTs, which will be basically a program running on a virtual machine. It will be a counter, and then you can say ki, these NFTs are pointing towards some images, these are tokens,
Mhm.
then you can make sure ki kaun se addresses ke paas tokens hain. Then you can have, then you can always check back with the smart contract ki if a person owns that one, if this is are actually legit, so
Mhm.
on and so forth.
What about currencies?
So currencies, all currencies are fungible, right? That's what I'm saying.
Mhm. Got it.
So yeah, um, that's about it. So currencies are basically just give and take. But when you talk about smart contracts, you can do a lot of fancy things, and NFTs is just like the least fancy thing you can do. There's so much more you can do with smart contracts.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
Actually, this is not like related to NFTs, but I had a in general question about Web3.
sure.
So now, like Web3 is recent, like it's not as old as other technologies. So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, like, what is Web3 doing in terms of scalability? Like, how is it growing rapidly in today's life?
Um, so we can see a lot of governments are talking about including cryptocurrencies as assets. Some of the governments have accepted Bitcoin as their currencies, where you can pay using Bitcoin, like where you can pay for your daily milk and bread using Bitcoin. There are stores like that. There are countries like that. Sorry, and we are checking out with the current inflation. If you talk about the economic perspective, we are checking out on that a lot of things might look scary. A lot of countries are facing the worst of inflation right now. So that does tell that you need some kind of store of value. You need to look at decentralized ways of storage, right? So when you talk about storage protocols, like AWS has went down a few times. There are storage protocols which are decentralized as well, so where you can store stuff, where you can store your files, images, and whatsoever in a decentralized way. So that way you can always access it, right? So these
Yeah.
are
So
now
like
coming.
also when like people create D apps for
Hmm,
people.
yeah. So all the dApps, basically, as I said, the user will never care about what technology is getting used behind it, right? You use WhatsApp on a daily basis. Do you understand how the messages are working? Do you understand how the images are going to and behind the server? What is happening, right? But you don't know about it, but you use it because it gives you the function to communicate with your friends. So with dApps, we do not say that a particular dApp is better because it is using blockchain, because the user will never really care if it is using blockchain or if it is not using blockchain. The user will only care about if it has better functions. So with blockchain, there are a few better functions, that it is reliable, it is better in decentralized way, it is up all the times, and so on and so forth. Right. So if people would like these functions, if they educate themselves, so they will start using these applications
So
like
like more emphasis is given on the improvement of user experience.
yes, right now, like if you're following Twitter FUD, right, when Elon Musk was going rogue with this Twitter, a lot of people stopped using Twitter. Like a lot of people, I meant like a lot of companies stopped using Twitter as their advertisement portal, because they were like "Ye sab kuch, it will be very bad, right? It will be very much centralized. So now we need a decentralized Twitter then as well. Yeah, and there
Yeah.
are decentralized Twitters. So if everyone goes, if everyone thinks, okay, this particular functionality is called. If you think that you cannot trust Elon, you can go to some other application. Now it's upon the user, right? If there is a decentralized Twitter which gives you the same features, same functionalities with better reliability, you would use that. You won't care if it is using blockchain behind the scenes. तुमको तो तुम्हारे function से मतलब.
People will use whatever is like better.
Yeah.
Also,
So
one more thing. Sorry, like once again.
sure.
So, can we also see that Web3 technologies, like suppose crypto and like smart contracts, which you referred, they are like have a potential role in transition to like a going to cashless. Like India is trying to go become like a cashless.
I thought we went cashless 5 years ago when we used UPI, when we introduced UPI.
Yeah, like so. This is also
Yeah,
like
rightly
aiding
said.
in the same direction.
Yeah. Like now we have a software money. And do you know that UPI is only available in 5 different countries in the entire world? So yeah, and even UPI has limitations, right? You cannot do more than 10 transactions in a day, and stuff like that. So UPI is kind of centralized, and if you have a decentralized version of it, which allows you to do everything, then why not use it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for the answer.
yeah. Cool, people. If there are no more questions, we can end the session. I guess Bhavana went sleeping somewhere, or she's still there. No, she left it. So yeah, cool. Thanks for everyone who was listening. I might not be the best host, but yeah, I try to give my best. Like I try to explain things in a such a way that no one gets intimidated. So yeah, that's about
Wow,
it.
it was nice listening, having your little advice. Trust me.
Thank
This is like the first time I had a lot of fun. Like I also was able to ask many questions on Web3.
you. That's good.
Yeah, embracing the question was like one of the good quality of yours. I noted. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. So
Or previously, I had attended a bit 2 or 3 more meets, but wherein like people speaker, like I'm not ridiculing anyone. I'm not telling like anyone is bad at all. I'm telling you just they were not getting enough of time in order to take the questions from the audience. They were so much into their own slides and explaining it to people. They weren't even speaking in the DMs, and also I think probably because of that reason. But you gave us a lot of times to ask the questions, and also and we did like whatever it came to our mind. I just asked it out.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
no problem.
Or
And
Harish, one more thing, like I had to like literally talk on certain things related to blockchain as well as a few economical things that we discussed in the middle of the event. I have like DM'd you on the Twitter. Make sure you
so,
check it. Thank you.
will do. The thing was, this session was supposed to happen later on,
Mhm.
but I am having little trouble with traveling here and there. I missed a flight yesterday, and a lot of things happened. So that's
Mhm.
why I might get a little late on replying to the DMs.
No,
I'll
no, no,
fixed everything by this
no
weekend.
problem.
That's
Fair enough. No, no problem.
yeah. So yeah, even I joined the Discord.
I
People
think
as well.
Akshay has opened his mic on. I think he wants to say something. If it is there. Ask him.
Sure, Akshay. Yeah,
And no.
you all clear, Akshay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Smart person, no? It took me like a couple of months to understand blockchain, by the way. So yeah. Uh, so yeah, and I still don't understand it. Like I still there are so many new things happening each and every day. So yeah.
Actually, we guys are like offered cybersecurity or blockchain or cryptocurrency, some sort of subjects related to that. Like
Huh.
we all students in our college, especially from the CSC Computer Science department, they all have had the options of getting into or choose any specialization, be it in cybersecurity or any kind of subject that interest them. So I chose like cybersecurity as the specialization or minor domain of mine. So a bit more inclined towards blockchain, and also I have gotten into it now that I've started off. So मुझे जरूरत पड़ेगी like the people like you.
Sure,
Or I'm looking forward to too much to learn from you guys and you especially.
that's no problem. You can always ping me or anything. It's yeah, I would love to help.
Thank you so
And
much.
it's just great that you guys have such courses while you are in university.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun. Because like I remember my last like I graduated this in my last semester I needed to like do an internship. So I did a blockchain like I did an internship at a blockchain consultancy firm. So
Okay.
I needed to explain what all projects I did to my entire computer
Mhm.
department. None of them, no one of the teachers knew what blockchain is. So
Yeah. Like the sad part of it, the teachers, the faculty who is teaching us this particular subject, he does all the study from the mobile and YouTube somewhere, and he just teaches us all the theoretical things. So
tell
we are not
tell him
more
to
than
tell him to open blocktrain.info now.
Well, all right, I'll tell him like after this maybe. But like they are doing studying their own things, and they are just coming to the class and explaining to all the students. Like students are quite they they got this all this fussy thing. They don't understand even a iota of what is being taught in their classes, and also
That's
practical things are not being implemented, so that is what becoming the major problem. The students of our times who has gotten into this domain of cybersecurity or blockchain, they are not having this practical implementation also. समझ उतना ही तक है जो theory में उन्होंने पढ़ा है, simple.
I guess this problem has always been an Indian engineering
Indian engineering,
I
yeah.
guess.
Fair.
तो कोई
Rightly.
नई बात नहीं है. It's just that
Oh.
this is happening with blockchain now.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's fun. Like I consider people who are actually in the industry, particularly chalo, जितने भी teachers I have met, they are
Hmm.
only teaching. They are never in part of
Hmm.
industry, right? So they are not updated as updated. And
Oh.
blockchain जैसा domain जहाँ पे हर रोज कुछ ना कुछ नया आ रहा है, जहाँ पे आप रोज कुछ ना कुछ नहीं पढ़ रहे हो, तो then you feel outdated. अगर आप ऐसी जगह पे रह रहे हो तो भाई I don't think so.
Oh,
Like you
that
need
is the
to
problem.
be
Yeah,
yeah,
the
you need to be
faculty are of age around 60 or 65. So they are just coming
ouch.
to college and teaching us. So dedication and passion has to be appreciated in this case. But वही है कि वो theoretical चीज के अलावा practical implications पे जब बात आती है तो I think वो वहाँ पे I think थोड़ा outdated हो जाते हैं. Fairly said. सही बोला आपने.
Understood. Fine, no problem. So yeah, to be honest, it's just you need to well, yeah. Like even I read like few articles every day, so नहीं तो I can't. So
Cool.
Can you suggest some sources which you are reading currently?
Oh man, like same question I had in my mind to ask you right after it. You got me.
I would say crypto Twitter is very cool. So follow people
Crypto Twitter.
who crypto Twitter means like basically it's like it's not an exclusive club, but
Mhm.
people who are actually working places.
Mhm.
So I sent my Twitter. You can have a look at it if you like the content. There's a lot of people who are actually developers who post a lot of tags. So I consider Twitter as one of the best social medias to keep on updated on that. Plus, you can always look out on Medium for articles. I lot of developers write articles on Medium, dev.to, Hashnode, and stuff like that. So yeah, these are very cool things. But blockchain में भी बहुत सारे topics हैं. So first you should like you can gain the basic knowledge of it. For that, I guess
But,
blocktrain.info is a good step. And
but what
then
would we tell to the person who has recently like started it off, like who wants to start or like have started it off a bit? So from scratch, like what they have to do in order to build on
so
blockchain?
first you can start with some languages which are normal like JavaScript or C++ or Java or something like that. Once you understand languages, you can look into web development, which is like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which is very easy to get. And then if you're a web developer, then you can like now you have some kind of coding appetite and stuff like that. Now you can understand uh, how blockchains work. So I guess I'll just go through this. So let's see. I created a. It's not. So I'm particularly hate roadmaps because roadmaps are something which is different for everyone. Like you can be a person who likes to read from documents. You can be a person who likes to read code first and then figure out yourself. So I don't think so roadmaps work, but take it. This is just, don't take it as a syllabus. This is not a syllabus, but yeah. So if you're a total beginner, you can learn the basic web development. Basically, you should understand programming basics. Like your programming basics can be first a language or anything. My first language was like C++, so that's one. And then if you like web development, these are the frameworks you can go for. If you like game development, you can learn game engines. If you like mobile development, so React Native and Flutter are the top notch things. Then you can understand what is blockchain. So 99 bitcoins is kind of a cool channel where you can understand a lot of concepts within like 10-minute 15-minute videos. And then once you understand blockchain, you can start writing on it using languages like Solidity and Rust. Then there are lots of protocols to play around with, and then you can basically just participate in every hackathon you find and just try to build something so that you get to actually use the code. So yeah, I can share this, I guess.
Yes, please.
Hmm, anyone with the link can view. Copy link. Someone is hiding behind that weird looking fox. What? What weird looking fox section? The MetaMask thing? I don't know. Yeah, MetaMask. Like, who is hiding behind that? This is the MetaMask thing. So yeah, that's part it. These resources might be like you. These are like leading towards YouTube, but I would say documents and articles are much better and much more updated than these ones. So yeah.
All right. Looking forward.
Cool. Fine, people. So yeah, I guess that's about it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and yeah, we can talk it out.
I think people are waiting for one of those things for Google form was supposed to be dropped in the DMs to get some swag, and also might be few of them. I'm not claiming individually anyone, but they might have been waiting for this.
Let me call Bhavna. Where is she? Anyone else from Shebill's team here?
Connect Mittal is there, I think.
Anyone here from Shebill's? Okay. This is getting streamed somewhere?
Oh my god.
Okay. It's still getting recorded? Whatever I said, people, none of it was a financial advice. None of it was I didn't mean to offend anyone. The monkeys look very good. Mona Lisa is great. What else? Yeah, that's all. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Okay, so that's the
monkeys
disclaimer.
look
All of
cool.
the excuses are being eliminated at the end of it.
The monkeys are cool.
Yeah, so that's the disclaimer.
No, Manish gets his justice.
Okay, so yeah, didn't yeah, fine. I didn't know this was getting streamed. I thought this is just Google Meet, but okay. I should have been careful with my words. Fine. So yeah. Let me call this person. Nice. Nice. Hey,
Thank
good
you.
luck. Good luck to everyone who's participating in the hackathon. I'll be
Yeah,
judging
Kanak,
by
I'll,
the
I'll
way.
I'll request you, please get Harsh some days more, like more frequently about the same session, if it's being possible.
I'll be the judge of the hackathon. So if you're creating something, so
All
yeah.
right.
Mm.
Really? Okay. I see. I see.
Sending you aboard hip.
Okay, Manish is the winner of hackathon. Kanak, can we note that down? Okay, so yeah, fine. Bye bye, people. Thanks for
Bye.
having me. See ya.
Bye bye.